my vice. Man up from Mars, he tripping, I put that on guard. I got the digits, but I am not calling. Wizard at night, this be that forum. I'm just stacked with that. Sunshine after that. Just stacked with that. Sunshine after that. So yeah, you know, I had a conversation with her, but it's like the signals is always crossed. I mean, like, I say yes, because she asked me to say yes. And then she's like, I didn't want you to say yes. I wanted you to understood that a yes was required to answer the question. I was like, what?
Hello, everybody. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Welcome back. Whew, welcome back to Stacked After Hours. Did y'all love the intro? That's our boy. Mr. Malik is fire. Yes, fire. And we love it. I was big head down, so I was going back. Anyway, welcome to the spot, the Stacked After Hours spot. I am your host, Natalie Cosby, and this is the show for grown folk talk. So tonight we are talking about dating. From dating to courting. And are y'all courting? Yes. It was hot. Hey, brown girl interrupting. So y'all ready to get your cocktails, get those fingertips loose, because we want to hear your questions and comments on tonight's show, especially tonight's show, because everybody is in. If you're single, you've been in the dating game. If you're married, And how did they get you? What was your court? Did they court you? Did they pursue you? Did y'all pursue each other? We're gonna talk about it. So let's bring in Sunshine. Hi, Sunshine. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited to talk about this topic tonight.
This is the topic I feel like that started the show, right? Because we were both single. And yeah, this is going to be interesting. We were both single, exactly, ground girl. And now we're in this stage now.
No more.
Right. And it's like we got all these methods of dating and situationships and all this other stuff, but getting back.
I'm curious though, what made you not be single no more?
I was.
What was it?
What made me not be single? I met somebody online.
And how did the courting and dating?
The courting was full court press. That he was on his motherfucking game. I gotta give it to my boo. Like literally, it was full court press. It's been a long time. It's been a long time since I've been pursued like that, and it was interesting. It was really, really.
So he didn't give you any time to. He didn't give you any time to be distracted by anybody else.
Wait, let me say this. When I first met him, I was like, he was still coming out of something. I was like, I'm gonna put you on pause because I'm not looking for that. I was very clear about my intentions. Like, and then once things started to clear up, he came proper. He's like, I heard what you said, and I'm gonna come proper for you. Full court press, like for real. It changes the game. And you can't but help. I mean, some people call it full court press. If you don't like them, you may call it stalking. But, I liked them.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Natalie. I mean, in order to get my attention, because like I always talk about the fact that I have a very low attention span, you can't just come to me half-ass. It's just not going to work. I'm just going to get bored very easily. And so if you want to date me or be in a relationship with me, it's going to take a lot more than just, hey, how you doing? Let's go on a date, and then not call, not follow up the next day, not schedule another date or something. So I'm already thinking, okay, well, you're really not interested. So let me just move on, because it's not like I'm sitting home here waiting and saying, oh, okay, when is he going to call back? Or when is he going to call me or whatever? It's not like that. I'm literally not sitting here waiting for that. But to get my attention, I mean, first of all, I have to, of course, be either attracted to you or even want to go out with you. But once we go out, it depends on where we're going, right? So if we're going to a place where there's loud music and where we're just chilling or playing a
Hmm.
game or with groups of friends, that to me means that maybe you just want me as a friend, right? It's not anything serious. But if you schedule something where me and you are going to have an intimate conversation, we're going to sit down, we're going to chit chat with each other, you're going to get to know me a little bit more, then that means like, okay, well, you want to know about me. But if we
Yeah.
sit down to chat and you're talking about yourself now, that's a different story. And I just want to be clear because I know it sounds from the woman's perspective that we want the man to do everything and just quarters, quarters, quarters. I also want to I want to do it as well too. I mean, it gives me a lot of pleasure if I like you and you're doing something nice for me that I can get to do something nice for you as well. It does give me pleasure to court and date as well.
Right. I think it's a reciprocity. It's a, you want to give, it's like a give and take. It's a game. So
Yes,
it's
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah. Because
I'm
yeah,
serving you, you're serving me, we hit a little hard. It's totally
yes,
that. And what
it's
I
like a tennis game.
it is a tennis match, and it's like, oh, okay. But I think one of the other things is just like, you know, I've heard so many people like, I have options, I don't have to do this, and I was like, is courting, first of all, the date is key, right? The how the first impression is key, I think. But
But it's
then
a lot. It's yeah.
it
Go
but
ahead.
then the courting, the once you realize, okay, this is somebody I'm interested in, but I also am dating other people, but I'm interested in her. Do people know how, or I'm interested in him? Do people even know how to court at this point? And what is
Yeah.
courting versus dating?
And it's interesting the comment that Brown Girl Interrupted just said. Men don't realize the reciprocity that can come with them coming towards us with effort.
Right.
Like they don't realize like what we could do. And I mean, I, how many times have we been on the show where guys are like, I don't want to spend no money on her because she just want a free meal and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, we're not here for no free meal. We're here to get to, for the business. Well, I am. I can't speak to all women. Maybe there are women out there get looking for a free meal, but I'm not.
Right.
First of all, the last thing I need is another meal.
Right. No, well, right. But I think the other thing, it just shows like, okay, they, if he asked me out, and everybody's like, you want to do this buffer date, you don't want, that's fine. Like, even if we go for coffee and we have a really good date, like,
Yes.
even like I
Be
said, it's not
amazing.
even about the money. It's really about is it about the time, space, and effort? Like, are you
Yeah.
can you engage me, and can I engage you on
Yes. Do
top
you
of
want to know who I am? And
Mhm.
how are you going to get to know who I am? Do you want to be in a relationship with me, or you just want to have sex with me? Like, tell me what it is that you want, and I'll tell you what it is that I want. But
Brown Girl Ruffy, she said, "Isn't that an appreciation of our company, though? Like, if you're talking about if they actually spend, like, kind of, it's a little bit of an investment. Relationships
of
are
course,
investments.
yeah,
If it's somebody you
yeah,
want, now if it's nobody that if your goal is to constantly get the panties or get laid or get your pipes clean, cool, right? But some people even expect that. Like, I still want to know that you value my parts.
yeah. There's this new thing where guys are flying out girls, and then they expect sex in return. I guess I'm just saying, look, if I go somewhere and I travel with someone and I'm staying in the same room with you, I too may be expecting, you know. But if the intention is not that, I will definitely stay in a different room.
Right.
Right? I'm not gonna go all the way across, flying somewhere with somebody, staying in a room with them, and say no, I'm not interested. That I think sends the wrong message.
Right. Right. I just like the whole thing with dating and courting. I just feel like you have online dating. There's these people with all these supposedly options, and I'm saying supposedly, and they don't feel like it's hard to get to know someone. I feel like there's a
You
disconnect.
got no
But
damn option.
people
You
say
ain't
they
got
got
no
options, sunshine. People do. Like I can't. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I
People
mean,
say you're on online dating, but you know what? Let's bring in the panel because we could talk.
yes,
We could have this conversation all night long.
yes, yes.
My Ooh, we have newbies tonight. We got some folk we ain't seen in a while. Hello, everybody. Well, first, he has traveled over 68 countries. Our brother the brother that we call him our travel pop-up brother and homie, Brandon Scott. Welcome back, Mr. Scott. Next, she's new to the show. She met her husband 7 months on Hinge first on a dating site, and it wasn't a love at the connection. And then at work 6 months later, let's welcome to the show Niecy Bedford Thomas. Hi, Niecy. And
Hi.
then finally, this is hilarious. Also new to the show. He began wearing 20 boxers at 25. That's so random. Glenn Hector. Hey, Glenn.
I
So,
was.
So Glenn, what were you wearing before 25?
I told you I went commando, girl.
all right. Well,
Oh
you better
boy.
go on Free Willie.
Yeah.
Free Glenn. Free Hector. That's what we're going to call him. Free Hector. So you guys, y'all were listening to our conversation earlier.
Hmm.
Hey. So in y'all's dating world, I know Nisi, you're newly married, correct? And everybody else is single. But before, like in your being single or when you were single, what was the difference between what has been the difference between dating and do y'all court it anymore? Or do you court? And I'm gonna start with Brandon on that
Um,
one.
I
Ah,
think about it, but I don't think in the terms of what we consider courting or either dating. Some people use the term "I'm seeing someone," and then once it becomes serious, it's this is my girl. So it goes kind of like that. Like if you're just chilling at first, getting to know each other, then you're cool. There's no titles, and then that person becomes, your bae, your girl. So um, whether you call it dating or courting, I think they're interchangeable, if you will.
you think
Um,
they're interchangeable?
yeah,
Okay.
like you could say you're dating someone or you're courting. I mean, courting is kind of, you put yourself in that uncle status.
Why you
Um,
call it uncle? Why? It's because I think there's a difference with courting and dating. You are hilarious.
I
Uncle,
have at 48, I've never
auntie.
used the term court unless I had to go to court. Um, and I try to stay out of there. It's not really the good
Okay. All right.
um, so it's just you know,
Okay, dating.
that's like saying my lady friend. Like that's what my uncles used to say. This is
So
my
let me.
lady.
Okay. All
But
right.
Natalie, what do you determine is the difference between courting and dating? Because I kind of use it interchangeably as well.
Yeah, that was a little shade on the uncle status. Okay, I'm an auntie, whatever. I guess and also I'm a Southern woman. Uh, I think the different dating is you can date multiple people, right? Like it's not necessarily, it's not there. It doesn't, when I say dating, that doesn't mean it's a feeler for me. Whereas courting, I feel like you're intentionally focused on me. That's how I see courting. I don't, it doesn't necessarily mean it's like, to me, you really are interested in me. And we're kind of, like I said,
So
we're
when you're
playing
courting,
tennis grass.
so when you're saying when you're courting someone, it's just one person, but dating, you could be dating multiple people.
Right. Exactly. I see dating now as people having options. When a man tells me we're dating, or I'm dating, because I've heard I'm dating other people too.
I think I agree with that. That's old school, the courting. I had to kind of define like, okay, I think this means like commitment, from dating to commitment. Is that
Uh-huh.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And even when I asked my husband, like, what do you think the difference of dating and courting? Um, I think with dating, it was very, you have to be very honest of where you are. Can y'all hear me? Because I feel like
Yep.
I'm breaking
We
up
can hear
and I'm
you. We
delayed.
can hear
Okay.
you.
Yeah. So I just think it was about being very honest of where you are in the dating. If you are dating, I was very direct. I would ask, are you dating other people? When I was ready. If I liked someone and thought we were gonna be more exclusive, then I would ask, and I wasn't offended when they asked, but I do think some people didn't take that very well, or they weren't as honest, when I was dating.
So,
I
Nisi, can I ask you what made you switch? What was it? So, how did you what was the date or the dating, or how was it that you came from single to being with your current husband now?
It was a process. I think in the beginning we were both still dating other people, but as we spent more time and started really liking each other and being honest and talking through things and communicating a lot, spending more time, it was almost to where I didn't have time to date other people because we were spending so much time and the
Mhm. There you
courting going
go.
on.
See,
well,
courting
yeah,
is different from dating. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I think
I think. Go ahead, Glenn. I'm
Go.
sorry.
I think I think dating and courting are totally two different things. Uh,
Okay.
Completely different because as some of you all said that you can date multiple people. It's
Mhm.
you can go out on different date and I don't think anybody here, especially the women, is gonna go out on a date with a man that they are not somewhat attracted to. You
True.
Absolutely.
gotta be attracted to somebody in order to give that person your time to go out on a date or whatever. But what happens, you're feeling multiple people out and everything, when the courting time comes, everything usually just takes its course because you will see which are one of the guys or the girls that you like more. Because the one that you're probably more attracted to, or you're feeling the most, or you're connected to, that's the one you're gonna gravitate to, and you're gonna spend more time answer their text or their phone call faster because if you're not feeling that person, you're not really gonna answer them on a timely manner. But if you're actually feeling that person, then you are gonna respond to them quicker than the other person, and then naturally you're gonna gravitate towards that person, and this is when I think the courting starts. You'll say, okay, you know what, we have this in common, we have that in common. I'm really feeling that girl. She has the qualities that I'm looking for, or he has the qualities that I'm looking for. But before I continue, who usually do the courting? Isn't it the man that courts the woman, or woman?
Oh,
How does it how
that's
does
a
it
good question,
how does,
Glenn.
how does it work? Yeah, before I
Nisi,
I
get
just think that I
go
think
ahead.
that's where the confusion comes in, though, is because the male may be dating and the female may be courting, and that's why I said that it takes a lot of communication because you may be dating someone else, but the other person, one of the people you're dating, wants to court. If you're saying it's like more commitment or you're more exclusive,
but I'm gonna
so
tell you, as a man, if a woman is trying or is wants to court me, that's a turn off for me.
What?
Why?
Yeah, it's actually, yeah. I wanna do the courting. I wanna do it. Yeah, I think it's just a
Glenn,
natural.
Uncle Glenn is giving us his status right
No,
now.
I'm just
You going back. I love it though. I love it. Go ahead, Glenn.
think it's more. It's more natural. For example, the cultures. Forget about the Western culture. The cultures that when a man is interested in a woman, what he does, he's like, let's say in an African culture, he goes to the father and he asks for that woman. He says, "I'm interested in your daughter, and I want to be with your daughter," and he does different things, and which is this is part of the courting. Either he has to pay a dowry, or he have to give the father this, or a big presents or whatever, but this is part of their culture where they court. You wouldn't see a woman doing it. So this is why, as a man, I feel it's obligated for the man to do the courting, not the woman. Well, I'm talking about me. I'm
So
talking
you
about me personally.
so you
Yeah.
followed that culture then.
Was that?
You followed that culture.
If I follow it? No,
Yes,
yes.
meaning that you believe that the man is supposed to be doing the courting,
Yes.
not the woman.
I,
Okay.
it's not that I follow the culture, but this is how I feel personally as a man, that I like to do the chasing. I'm the one that likes to go. I like to go after the woman that I'm interested in. If the woman is coming after me, like really pressing, it's kind of a
It's a
turn.
turn off.
Yeah, for
So
me.
is it a turn off if you're not attracted to her, or is it a turn off if you are interested?
No, I could be attracted to her. I'll tell you, I could be attracted to her, yeah, at first. But if I see how she is being so aggressive, coming at me very aggressively, it is a turn off for me.
So the funny thing is because women have, I think, because of status and multiple factors, I feel like this is where the change has happened. Glenn, I'm happy you brought that up because I feel like, you know, I agree. Like I'm a little bit old school. I like for the man to initiate the courting. Let me say that. I'm not going to say he's going to. I feel like it becomes a song and dance, but you know, getting to the point where you, like Nisi said, to kind of determine if that person is worth your time, space, and energy and value, because it may be some money being exchanged. How do you start to determine those factors and start to put some worth into that?
That was a question for me.
It was a question for anybody.
Oh, okay.
Anybody can answer that.
But what
Um,
about the? Go ahead.
Go ahead,
Go ahead,
Brandon.
no,
Brandon.
I was just going to say, I understand Glenn's point of saying, like, there are certain roles that still exist in relationships. I'm not going to say it's necessarily a turnoff, depending on what I'm necessarily looking for from that woman. If it's just to hang out and whatever, do what we do, I'm fine with her coming on to me first. But if she's looking, please come. if she
No,
is,
but
if
right.
she's looking, no, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna land, Glenn, and we're descending. Um, if she's looking for something serious, she has to kind of understand that I would prefer to then, you know, be
And
the
that's
one.
and that's exactly what I'm talking about.
That's
I'm talking about
But
the
the
you
chase.
know,
aggressive, if you will, for lack of a better
it's
term.
funny that the men say that because Natalie, haven't we heard a number of times where the men on this show has said, "I want to also be courted. I want to be taken to dinner.
They
I
do.
want to be, I want you to show me the attention. I want to be, in other words, the woman."
But but
No, I
but
wouldn't take it as that though. Like
no, but
energy, and once you
I
start
think that
dating,
Yes.
Natalie, you said that. Once you start dating, it can be you can say, okay, babe, let's go to the movies this
Oh
weekend.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's different. But
That's
exactly,
different. Yeah.
exactly. You gotta be,
yes,
in some kind of relationship, or together, to say, okay, of course I love my woman to buy me nice things or take me there if we are in a relationship. But if we're in the courting stage, and mm, let me be the man,
but
I'm not talking, let me.
so Nisi, I have a question because you are the one who's married on here. No offense, brothers.
That's
And
fine.
I'm sure all of you guys have been, but just because she's newly married and she's gone through the whole process of courting, is there still some kind of courtship even going on today? And what was the courtship? What did he do, or what did y'all do? I'm not going to even say he. What did y'all do to get to the point where y'all knew y'all wanted to get married?
Yes, so we do still date. We actually plan. I'll plan a date. He'll plan a date. We kind of do that so it's weekly and it stays fresh, and we're not just always on the couch, doing the easy things. So we do still date a lot. I mean, we made it a kind of we have a little thing that we say, stay giddy, because oftentimes when you get in a committed relationship, even when you're dating versus being married, it can get stale if you do the same things over and over. So that's the way that we keep it creative. When we were dating before we got married, he probably did most of the courting and chasing. And actually, when I was dating and other guys that would say things like, I want you to take me out. I want, it's like 2 dates and they're like, when are you going to take me out for a steak dinner? Then I would go the opposite direction. And even though I'm not looking for a steak dinner, it just kind of says something about what his idea of the roles are. So that's kind of how I took it when we were dating.
So he never said, or when are you going to take me out?
No, never. But I feel like it becomes mutual when you know that you're spending all your time with this one person. Then you start, you both are putting your heads together and collaborating on what are you going to do, or things that interest you. I would bring things, maybe if there's a festival, I may say, hey, babe, let's go to the festival this weekend. It kind of to me, as you progress in the relationship, it goes away from like who's always planning things. We're not like taking score as much. I think when we came up with the weekly thing, it was just because we started noticing we were always around the house. We weren't really doing creative things like we were doing when we were dating. So that's kind of when it changed, with us being more intentional about keeping it fresh and fun.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny, Anthony. Men are just like, oh, it's costly. I don't want to always pay for dinner. I don't always want to such and such. But I think it is like the time
No,
that
my
you put.
husband told me that was like, girl, it's time to come on. He was like, girl, it's time.
You're wrong, Sunshine.
I
She's
know
so
I'm wrong.
she'll be back.
But listen, I have dated a number of times, as I've told you, Natalie. And I just think that there is a new age of men that is just not putting in the effort as they did in the past.
Because
And go ahead.
go, go ahead, no, go ahead, Sunshine. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
What were
Go
you
ahead.
going to ask me? Go ahead.
Because Natalie was talking about something earlier on and about options.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
And this is the thing about with men. Men, they do have a lot of options.
And
Social,
women too.
not as much as men. No,
Okay.
not
If
that-
you
not
say so.
not as much as men. If you're looking for something
So not
serious,
true.
not
I
true.
think it depends on the woman.
Absolutely not.
Not okay. Not okay. Okay. All right.
We
Don't
have
Well,
as
make
many
no
options as we want.
assumptions.
yeah, but the options you have, but what was the outcome that you're looking for?
That would be go both ways, don't you think? You
But
think all of men's options are ideal options? Are you saying that? And then the women we have like just want to screw options? Like, what are you saying?
no, but most women want the outcome to be a serious relationship. This is what most women
Not
want.
necessarily.
I
Not
don't think so.
necessarily. Not
So
all women. Don't assume. Don't make an assumption. Don't speak to the women now.
okay, all right. Okay, I'll try not. I'll try not to.
You're
But
making an assumption there.
You are. Yeah.
Well, I think what happens, Glenn, is both things
What
can happen.
happened was,
Right.
let me
So I understand what you're saying, because you are probably a quality type man. The women that are attracted to you and want to be with you are looking for something long term, and because you might not be putting yourself out there like that. Not that I do, but there are women that do just want their needs fulfilled, and they might not be particularly ready for it. They could be coming out of a relationship or just not wanting to be in one right now. So there are women that exist like that are not necessarily looking, and they do have options, because women are different, and some women, are the type that, brothers are coming at them left and right.
Yeah.
And 3 of these women on here probably were like that, where they inbox can fill up. And then other women are not out there like that, and don't have that access to a lot of different type brothers. And so it seems a little different for them. So I think both can exist.
Yeah. But in the overall goal, and I guess everybody has their individual goals about what they're looking for. Like, for example, Brandon, I know let me not say this. In being whether you're single in a relationship or single or whatever, right? You have constant options, especially in a city like New York. And if you do find somebody maybe someone you're attracted to her personality's good. She checks kind of all the boxes. How long do you pursue?
It depends. What I find a lot of times in New York, they check most of the boxes, and then I do a home visit.
What do you mean? What? What is a home? What? Wait, a home visit? You try to check to see how she keeps her house, Brandon?
Is this online dating?
Is this exactly? Thank you.
You get to that house.
No, a home visit.
A home visit.
House?
You get to that house.
Brandon, somebody said Brandon's a social worker.
Yeah, that's where I get it from. That's what we do in school. We do home visits. You get to that house, and the house is not in order. And I don't know if it's a New York thing because of space whatsoever, but you're like, whoa, girl. Like, you knew I was coming.
So you talking about she is a terrible. Ooh.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that. That was a big X. I can agree with that. But I didn't know he was going with that. But yes.
And I know I'm the type of guy that can't, because I'm a neat freak. I'm probably OCD to the extreme. Y'all both been to my house, Natalie and Sunshine. Other than my wire coat hangers, Sunshine.
Oh, Lord.
That came from the cleaners. I got to change my coat hangers from stuff I get from the cleaners, she told me.
Somebody said some men aren't ready for the next level after all the boxes are checked.
Are you guys ready? What about Brandon and Glenn? Are you guys ready if all the boxes are checked?
They have too many with the boxes checked, according to Glenn.
Sometimes they don't want all the boxes checked.
I don't necessarily know
somebody with a lot of imperfections.
I don't know if all the boxes have to be checked, but I'm ready for a committed relationship. I would only talk to one woman at a time. I'm at that point in my life. I'm not interested in dating, as y'all are putting it in that term. Probably go straight to courting, because I wouldn't deal with a woman and I'm dealing with other women.
Somebody's trying to shade you, Brandon.
Why?
And a lack of coasters.
There she goes, Maria. I have my coasters now. Thank you.
Yay! No, but I was gonna say, and Uncle Jeff actually said a comment. Of course, he said most women think they got as many bites as the apple as us. They also dwarf us in the "why can't I find a man after 40" category. There are men out there. They're there. There are options there for women as well. But
go
ahead, Ben.
Are they good men? There are a lot of them out there, but are they good men? Are they the men that you're looking for? Are they the men that tick all the boxes? You know?
Sometimes we don't know what we're looking for. And I'll be totally honest with you.
At over 40?
sometimes we
Yes.
think that's what we want. Sometimes
Right.
we've been conditioned to think that that's what we want. Like we have these specific check boxes. We've been conditioned. And then,
I
as
think
Brandon said, you go by their house and then there's a roach crawling out telling you hello.
exactly. Well, I think the other thing,
I'm
right,
out now. Not
sunshine. I think
roasted.
this. I think,
That's
and I
good.
think this is indicative of men or women and women. It has to be in a certain
Yeah,
package, right? If the
yeah,
packaging does not look right, if the house, and I'm with Bri- if the house is not proper, if she doesn't even, if she's like, there's a lot of things that come with people at this age where we're just like, okay, there's a certain expectation that you think somebody is supposed to have, and if the boxes are not checked, you know what
And what
happens.
it's true.
sometimes the boxes are all there if we're talking about boxes being checked, but um then you meet or you find out things about that person, like maybe their children and how they parent, maybe their relationship with people who are close to them, and you see how they treat people. So I think sometimes when you have your list, if you will, I wasn't really a list person when I was dating. I just, a lot of it was how I felt about the person and their heart. And you can kind of, when they're genuine, you can kind of tell that early on. And I don't know about you all, but I can go on, one date and know, okay, this would never go anywhere. Or,
Yep,
if you want to know more about that person. But sometimes it's more than the boxes, in my opinion, when you get past those things, depending on what your boxes are, I guess. But
I,
yeah, I
I
found that.
agree. I think vibe at this point goes a long way.
Yeah.
yes,
I think people miss vibe. Or sometimes it's just like, oh, he doesn't have this or she doesn't have that, blah 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 blah, and it could be actually a great fit for you, and it cycles back
Mhm.
around. It's just like, you know what, I wasn't ready for you.
yes. I think how they parent, I think that's what Nisi just said is on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
I'm
you're
just
if
saying, I
you're
guess when you
looking
have
for
I'm thinking like the basic things, like are they financially stable? I mean, like everybody has their own things that's important to them, but I think just digging deeper once you get to those boxes, that takes a little longer to get past, the box until you get to those other things. And that's why I said when you get beyond that,
Yeah.
just on surface, if they meet all your criteria, when you start to get to know them on a deeper level and find out those things, how they parent, how they treat their mom or dad or whatever's important to you. I saw somebody's
And
question come
actually,
across.
when you,
But
I wonder
yeah,
how
and
long.
actually
How
when you're
long?
on
But
and how
say that,
and
Auntie. I'm
how they
sorry.
treat the wait staff. He said
yes.
sometimes when you're on a date and how they treat the wait staff is also a big indication of how good of a person that person is.
Mhm.
Right. Right. No,
that's
it does.
old school right there, Anthony.
It says a lot. You can. I mean, you can learn a lot on the
Yeah.
first date.
That's beyond how they
You trying
that's
to call
beyond
me
how they
old,
treat
man?
others. But I was gonna say, and we all have our things with us because I have my share, right? Last
Mhm.
young woman I was dating, I told her that I'm close friends with my ex-wife. And she was like, "Oh, that's cool, um, whatever." Why are you laughing? She immediately laughed. Jesus. It was a
Go
story
on.
behind that.
I want to hear why you
So,
laughing, DC, but go ahead, Brandon.
yeah, we're gonna come back to that laugh.
I've
So
just
she
seen
said,
those ex-wife, those exes, close relationships. They can be a
mhm.
problem when they
So
say that
anyway,
they're close.
she was like, "Nah, that's cool." I was like, it wasn't like an immediate thing. It has come over time that we're close friends or whatever. She asked her questions that she wanted to ask. I'm very open and honest about my relationship with my ex-wife. Anybody that knows me knows that. Um, and I think for her, it was that she didn't understand how close. And so as we progressed and she understood how close, it was too much for her. And I think we checked those boxes for each other, but that thing, um, she was honest about after a few months. I think you're a great dude. It's just not something that I think I can long term deal with. And I know that it's only going to cause me to become more agitated and probably get to a point where, I'm going to respond in ways that are not me. So challenge. It was going to challenge her character eventually, and so I appreciated her being honest about it. And she was like, I see why somebody would still want to be your friend after that. Hell, I want to be your friend. I was like, okay.
Now you gotta explain 2 exes being
right.
close.
I'm gonna have a room full of friends. Like, why all these women his friends?
That's too much.
That's too much. Yeah, but nah. So it caused me to take a step back.
But Brenda, I have a question because I do know your ex-wife. She's a lovely person. But with that, in courting, both because is your ex-wife single as well still?
Yes.
So my next question is
What
with
everybody
that,
does.
I know. With that, for both of you guys, when you guys meet someone and due to your close relationship, has that kind of been a block is if you get serious with someone? Has that become like a factor?
Absolutely. I mean, we both have to be honest in that because it happens in her relationships. She'll get to that certain point and then she's like, I'm cool with my ex-husband. Oh, who's your ex-husband? This or that. And she kind of has an affinity to my fraternity brothers. She's usually one of the bros.
We love those bros.
Well, let me ask you, and this may be inappropriate.
Say it again.
What were you saying?
You want to know if we still have relations?
No. I was just
gonna be inappropriate. Like, what's inappropriate?
No, I was being silly and asking, are the 3 of y'all laying in the bed together or 4?
Uncle Jeff. Yeah, Uncle Jeff said it sounds like y'all gonna get back together around 70. Well, hey, I was thinking.
We said 65, so he pushed us out there a little while. If neither one of us have anybody at 65, then we'll move back in together and grow.
Say that's too much.
Older.
That means it's not finished, Brandon.
No,
it's a joke, guys.
So
stop buying it. Stop buying it.
Only y'all are laughing. You and your ex. None of your dates are laughing.
So Glenn, can I ask you, like, do you have any barriers to your person or whomever it is you're looking for? Or are you not looking for anyone because you have so many options?
Shade.
Is this Glenn or
Glenn?
That's for me. Oh.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Glenn's got all the options.
No, at the moment, it's not that I'm out there looking for anybody, but if somebody comes along that's a person, the character, what I'm looking for, yeah, we could talk. We could go out. Why not? Anything can happen. But with me actively out there looking for somebody, no, I'm not actively out there looking for anybody. And the reason for that is not that I don't want somebody, but I don't think I will give the person the time that they deserve because I'm very busy doing a lot of stuff right now. Sunshine, a lot of what's going on with me, with my business. So,
you know what? I kind of want to challenge that because a brother told me who was in his residency and he was an oral surgeon. He said, "Ain't nobody ever too busy for somebody you're really interested in."
There you go.
Well, I could challenge that too. So because if you can't, I believe if you can't give the person that the quality time, it doesn't make any sense. So if you're in a relationship and you're interested in somebody and you truly want to be around that person, you will try, but if you cannot give them the quality time, it just doesn't, it doesn't make sense.
Well, it grows to the quality time because when I initially meet you, we don't know each other like that. So it's a phone call here, a phone call there, text message here, that type of thing. As we get to know each other, and by the time you get to the point where you talk about Glenn, that much time, she may be able to help you with your business. So like it becomes something different. So the time you're spending together doesn't feel like it's like bothering you or wasted time, and it's not hindering you from doing any of the things in life you're doing now, because she becomes an added value to that. So you actually want to be around it because now y'all are discussing your business or her business and how you can help each other, and how you push each other to continue to grow. So now she is truly that helpmate to you. So it wouldn't seem like, you're not having that time for her initially. Yeah. Because y'all don't know each other like that. And you haven't let her into that part of your life. So it can grow to that point. So that's what I think Natalie is talking about when you say, oh, I don't have time. I don't have time. Yeah, I don't have time to explain who I am to somebody new. That will take time, though. And once you get there, that time you thought you didn't have becomes something different or looks different with the person, your person.
But you're still gonna try to get that time to try to know that person initially.
Right. So there is, and I think that's the thing. It's like when you date, you have that first date, Glenn. Let's say, okay, you busy, but you like, you know what? I kind of like this girl. I want to take her out. There's something about her. And we've all met that person. That was my thing. There's something about him, right? There's something that just feels a little different, right? How do you start to move when you know their work, like what determines that they become worthy of your time, space, and you gonna even put some value into them?
I'll give an example. I had two after the relationship with my kid's mom. I had one serious relationship, and the reason for that relationship not going any further was because of time. I was very much interested in that person. I did like that person a lot, but I just didn't have the time that she wanted, and the quality time that I would like to give that person. I just didn't have it.
Okay.
So that's always been the problem.
Okay.
Hopefully soon that might change.
Okay. All right.
So somebody texted me a question for Brandon,
Go ahead.
and they said, please ask him when will be okay to give up that friendship with your ex-wife to find love and be happy in that.
That's fair. I don't know if it would ever be okay to give up the relationship, but I'm willing to make adjustments for the right woman.
Nisi, what do you think about that? Because I know you remarried.
Yeah, there definitely has to be boundaries. So it wouldn't be cool with me. I mean, but that's what I would require. I mean, and I guess it probably needs to be quantified. Like, how close are you? Do you all go out together, or are you just cordial? Like, there's a difference. I would appreciate you being cordial with your ex. That makes everybody's life easier. But do y'all go to family outings? Does she still come to your family get-togethers? Like, that's what probably would be more my questions.
I think because of our comfort level, yes,
What?
we don't date. Like, I don't take her out on dates, but she comes to New York. She stays with me. She has family here, friends here. So she comes to New York. She stays. She's coming next week because her and her girlfriends have ticket to Sherry Shepherd show. And then they're going to see a Broadway play. So they're staying with me, but it's her and two of her girlfriends. We still vacation together. We're going to Carnival together in Trinidad next year. So we hang out with friends, and we're comfortable around each other. We're not intimately involved in no kind of way. We don't kiss, hug, or have relations or any of that. We do sleep in the same bed together sometimes.
Glenn is like, what?
Everyone's like,
Brandon, let me ask you a quick. Do you guys have kids? You and your wife has kids?
Have children?
No, we lost a few children when we were married.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah.
We've been through a lot together. We've lost both of our parents.
Okay.
So we've been through a lot together, and that's why we understand and get each other. And we were there for each other in those really tough times.
Well, I understand your unique position then.
Yeah,
Somebody
and
just
that's
asked me, y'all, they still together. I mean,
Sounds like it.
it,
we're
Brandon,
not.
that's complicated.
It's
That's
complicated.
It's complicated. We gonna. It's very layered, and that it it sounds like almost a marriage, but not.
Brandon, you're gonna get a
I
beautiful
wouldn't
It's
go
soul.
not
that far.
consummated
You're gonna,
anymore. It's just
you're
not
gonna,
consummated, but everything else, it sounds
you're gonna,
like,
And she's your best friend.
yeah, yeah.
We're good
Brandon,
friends.
you're gonna
I have
get
a
a
best
beautiful
friend.
soul that's gonna come your way to
Is she your
understand
best female friend?
your unique position, man.
Yeah, and no,
Yeah.
I've had a situation before. I was going to marry another young lady, actually, to y'all's point, um, who my ex stepped back. So I was like, hey, I can't call him like that. He's in a relationship, that type of thing. Um, when I'm not in a relationship, she probably calls on me more to do certain things. But when I'm in a serious relationship, she falls back.
Okay.
I'm with Jeff. I'm
Jeff,
with
what
Jeff.
is Jeff saying now? Jeff had a lot.
You said, bro, quit playing. That lady is supposed to be with you.
Mm-mm.
You know what? We not back to courting.
Yes.
Yes.
Brandon, you have some roadblocks for courting. I see. I'm not gonna say that, but it seems like not. And I, like I said, I love you.
Roadblocks?
Y'all have an amazing relationship.
I'm
Y'all really.
saying, Natalie, you know her.
I do. That's why I said she's an amazing lady. You're an amazing person. So it's always. I mean, when we first met, I was like, oh, okay. When we first met her, I was like, okay. But it can be a roadblock in getting to know someone else, and so it would be awkward for somebody who really likes you to understand that relationship.
That's true,
So a
Right.
and
lot of
that's fair.
people
Yeah.
a lot of people have some thoughts about that relationship, but we're not gonna get into that
We're
right now.
not. I want to give right. We're not. We're not. Um,
I'm seeing these comments. Wow, I feel so abused.
sorry, Brandon.
But
Came on
but
here
you
to
know, that's a
share.
great quality. That's a great quality, Brandon, to be
But
so
Brandon,
transparent
though,
and so
but
honest.
Brandon, though, if
I
It's
you're
am, and you
that's what
said
most
that
women
earlier
want.
that other guys were
That's
not
right.
doing that, and I'm
Right.
very transparent. So you get to
That's so
make that choice
transparent.
if there's something you can handle or not.
Hmm.
but Brandon, if you're
I would
dating
totally
someone
appreciate that.
or courting someone, and they and their ex-husband or ex-boyfriend is like really close, wouldn't it be a little bit like strange to you, like why are you and your ex-boyfriend or ex-husband so close? And I'm
Without
not
my
talking.
situation, absolutely. But
Say that
because
again.
I said without my situation, if I weren't in that type of situation, absolutely, I would think it was crazy. And that's why I'm
Right,
understanding when someone says that to me. I don't get offended. None of the
right, right,
comments offend me. I'm very cool with my relationship with my ex-wife.
right,
So
right.
I can absolutely understand somebody else feeling like that because I would feel like that if I wasn't in
Mm.
and didn't have
Yeah.
this experience. So if a woman, that might be the ideal woman for me, that's cool with her ex-husband, we all just get together, hang out. Um,
And
She
have a
may
cool.
marry her ex-husband, and there
there
you
you go.
have it. It's a full right,
We
full
all
court.
retire at 65 and just live together. Um, but I absolutely understand that. That's why I'm so open and honest because I want that woman to feel like he put everything on the table. I chose to be here. It's what it is.
Well, we have okay. So we have. I want to bring it back to the final thought. We have this whole thing. So we're talking about dating now and online, and I would say there's the dating game changers. Like there's things that have changed in the game. If you are newly divorced or if you are back on the market, and how has that affected um, even courting, because I've heard so many brothers say, I have all these options, I don't need no help, blah 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 blah. But they've been single for years. Same thing with women. I don't need any help. I may have options, and I always the question is just like, are the options really an illusion because it's hard to connect with people, right? We say we're busy. We say such and such. We're not necessarily always as open as we think we are. And so, and even when you do meet someone, you don't even know how to possibly connect, because I feel like social media and online dating has kind of created this invisible wedge, not a wedge, but just like a barrier that's just really awkward when you do go out. Do you guys feel it's a little different now?
Hmm. Should I speak? Because I'm married, but I met my husband
Yes.
online
Yes.
initially. I'll speak
Yep.
to that a little bit. I was married for 22 years, and when I'll talk two things. So my single girlfriends who have been single for years are like, "Girl, stay married, work it out, however you can do it, whatever," because there's nothing out here. So I heard that so consistently over and over again in my married life. So I was pleasantly surprised when I entered the dating world, because I feel like after dating again that your options are as plentiful as what you bring to the table. I really
Mm.
do think that's true, because, and I also think as open minded as you are, because I feel like when I look at some of my friends who've been single for a long time, they're very, very picky, and that list is very strict. And it's like I'm not veering from it at all. And I don't know, I enjoyed it. I was in counseling as I got divorced, and so she encouraged me to date, like, don't have a type, and I had to relearn who I was as a single woman, because I'd been married for so long. So for me, it was fun, and I think the options were plentiful. It wasn't awkward to date online. That was more comfortable for me because I didn't want to go to the clubs. I was over 40, over 45 actually, but so that was more safe for me to date online and see and weed out really quickly, because you can have a couple text conversations and know that it won't go anywhere, or it can be a good match. So it was helpful for me, and I enjoyed it. And I met my husband at first online. Um, we actually talked on the phone for 2 hours, so thought it was a good match. And then we did it. We didn't actually. Who was that saying something? Bars needs your opinions are as plentiful. Okay, but anyway, so yeah, we didn't hit it off, and we talked for a long time, and then we met again in person later, and we actually did hit it off. So
What
um,
was different? What was different from the?
Yeah,
What was different, Nisi,
what
the
was
second
different when we met in
when,
person?
when you met in person versus online?
the
So I
second
actually
time.
asked him after we met in person and figured out, because we didn't really know that it was the same person that we met 6 months prior. It's kind of I'm trying not to take over the time, but we didn't, after we talked for 2 hours, we didn't talk again. He never called again, and I didn't call him again. And so when we met in person, we didn't realize, but as we talked and saw each other more and more, we started remembering things or trying to figure out, I feel like I know you, I met you. And then we figured out it was the person that we talked for 2 hours 6 months prior on the dating site. And I asked him, why didn't you call me back? He said it's because he thought I was too newly divorced and was still not sure of my relationship with my ex, Brandon. So to that point.
Woo! And there's
She brought that right back.
that.
So, but yeah, so once getting to know each other, then it was very clear those boundaries that were set between myself and my ex. But I could see that someone would be concerned if you're really ready to date and be, or if he was going to be my rebound, basically.
Was he the only man that you dated seriously right after your divorce?
Seriously, I dated a lot,
Okay.
just dated, getting to know people and figuring out what I liked, what I didn't like, what I wanted moving forward, if I wanted to get married again or be committed again. So yeah. He was the only person that I committed to, I'll say.
Got it. Got
22
it.
years is a long time.
That's a
A
long time.
long time with the same old man.
Who said that? Was that Sunshine said that?
Nisi said
What?
that.
22 years with the same man? You
I
said
said with
that?
the same old man. That's a long time. That's
Oh,
country.
Mm,
I'm Southern. Sorry.
yeah,
Same
My
old man.
marriage is not that long, no.
yeah.
that is a long time.
That's
Gentlemen, have y'all find it? Have you find is the dating game been better for you at this point? Are there some game changers that you've noticed?
the dating game is different. It's completely different. I'm 46 years old, and growing up when I used to date is completely different. I think It has to do a lot with, as I said, options. Again, people, you could go on a date with, with a woman like today, and then next day you probably go on Instagram and you see these pictures and you think, well, she looks better than her. It's so much out there. It's just confuse everybody right now. So everybody looking for this. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people are looking for this perfect person, and especially now, the ladies, they want the 6 feet men, 6 figure men, and 6 inches men. These are the criterias. These are the criterias right now. So if you're on the 6 feet, you're basically, not, I wouldn't say cast aside, but they won't give you a second look. So it's really different right now. You have most of the women now are looking for the small percentage of men. The 1% of men right now, because this is what social media, the market is showing them. That's what they need to get. So it's pretty different right now. So as a man, this is what I'm saying. It as a man, if you're not financially stable, have your, I should say, your shit together, tough luck. I'm
Mm.
telling you, tough luck. You gotta have your finances together, your everything together, and then that's the only way you're gonna actually go through the dating game. Because by the time the woman's gonna figure and say, okay, you do this, you do that. It's like, the interest lost. So it's pretty different right now. So
Wow. Brandon, thoughts for you?
Um, well, somebody wanted to say hi to you.
Hi. Ooh, Alicia. Hi, boo. Hi, love. That's his
This is my
beautiful
ex-wife.
ex-wife. And there's that. Yes.
That's she started laughing. Alicia, I'll call you back.
Okay, happy 50th.
Thank you, love. Thank you.
All right.
man, man,
Um,
Brandon.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Glenn. um, Dating for me has always been different. I've never been on a dating app. Never done online dating. Usually, when I've met someone, I've been introduced to them through someone, so it's not been like blind, if you will. I've met women on here. Um,
You have.
I
And
we're gonna leave it alone.
okay.
So I've never been out there per se. I've never met a woman like in a club and I had a like long term relationship like that. Usually it might have been an event or something. So it's been different for me. I haven't had some of the struggles that some people have had. And Glenn tried to call me out because I'm over 6 feet, but
Oh,
I love the undershade that's going on in this whole show tonight. A whole lot of it.
it's
And Jeff's comment is fucking hilarious.
all love, all love, all love.
it's
Yes.
that niece's Instagram. I definitely don't want that because I do not like younger women. I like older women. Um, but that hasn't been a thing. But I think that the main thing, Glenn, women like men with confidence, and I like a confident woman.
Facts.
So if
Facts.
I'm dating, I want that same energy, so that we're not in
They want
competition with
confidence
each
and
other.
all their teeth.
Somebody said, I knew you were tall. I'm
How you know I'm tall,
51. I'm
Monique?
ready for you, Brandon. See. You know what, Monique?
She's the same
Anyway,
age as she's a year younger than she put her age. Wow. She's a year younger than my ex-wife. Yeah,
see,
you got
Brandon, why are you comparing her to your ex-wife?
Right.
no, I'm just
Age and
saying
everything
she
compared.
put her age there. I didn't do it. But yes,
Lord
I
have
do.
mercy.
But the comparison.
I like my agent. I like my agent up. It's a good age
Yeah,
range
he
because I'm
does. He
not
likes
looking
he
to have.
likes he likes the mature woman, which is a
I do.
lovely thing.
Yeah,
Um, You know what, you guys? We need a part 2 because we didn't even get to. We scratched the surface of this, and there's so much to unpack with this. But
Ooh.
The
we're
time
gonna
is
take some of this. We're gonna take this conversation into the after party. Can y'all join us to the after party for 10 minutes?
yeah. How do y'all get there?
I sent y'all the Zoom link. It's in the group. But I think all the panel. I'll drop it in the chat for those who don't. Maria will drop it into the chat. The link to
Glenn,
the
I'll
after.
send it to you on WhatsApp.
But if y'all could do 10 minutes for the after, because I know people got questions about this show. Lord have mercy. We'll see y'all next week. You have a good week, a good rest of your weekend. See you in Stacked After Hours. Come to the after party so y'all can talk more. Thank you, Nisi. Thank you, Glenn. Thank you, Brandon. This was good.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Nice to meet you, Nisi and Glenn.
Nice to meet you, brother. Nice to meet you.
All right, y'all. See y'all soon. Everybody coming to the after party. It's in the group. Maria's dropping it in the chat. See y'all later.
All right. Bye.